is the way that we should do that. When really what we should be doing is coming together on principles and morals that have the desired outcome for our community, which is the growth. So this is why I say love. The first and foremost thing that we must establish as a people is love. Why? Because love stands for truth. Love is not an emotion, it's an action. So to do the action, this is the problem of our people. We want to talk, we want to feel good, and the only thing that makes us feel good are problems that don't have solutions, because it makes us feel good to continuously have that victimhood mentality to keep, complaining about it. We need reparations. We want equal rights. Stop, don't shoot. All these things make us feel good, but they don't provide actual solutions. The actual solutions, when they are provided, we don't want to take those solutions because that actually involves doing some work. Forget coming together, just doing some work. Our people are lazy as heck. And you kind of miss me there, because I want to kill. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if the Lord will, but I want to kill Black culture. Black culture is the problem, because when we assign ourselves to Black culture, what is Black culture? It stemmed from a negative place, and a place where we were low. And when we try to use it as a positive to empower ourselves, the outcome is not benefiting us. We see it. So for me, when I look at it, the problem is we are all trying to establish a culture based upon experience, rather than establishing a culture based upon principles that we can all independently, within our respective cultures, within our respective tribes, all attain to. Truth is a standing principle that we must all accept. Integrity, walking in honor, is something we must all accept as a people, to make ourselves stand out from something else. That's the practice. Yeah, taking accountability, that's the practice. These are all the first pillar of love. So if you're standing in truth, walking in integrity, and taking accountability, because accountability allows you to solve the issues and problems that you have within each other. Okay, the Africans allowed our African American brothers to be taken in slavery. Okay, that was our bad. But our African American brothers didn't come back after they were free for civil rights to come save us over there. Okay, that was our bad. How do we move forward now? We must take accountability for both parts of the hurt so that we move forward. But if we continue to stay in this victimhood mentality of, we need reparations, the white man ain't going to give you reparations. His whole kingdom is going to have to fall because of that. It doesn't make sense. So we're asking for things we're never going to get. We're complaining to Hitler's gods, what I say. We're complaining to Hitler's gods about Hitler, while at the same time complaining to Hitler about his gods. Well, he sent the gods, and the gods work for him. So that's an asinine concept for me. And what we're doing is going around and around in circles, and we're not building. But if we stood on principles that bring us together, so love plus support, which is group economic mindset, which is an action, interdependent, not independence, interdependent. Everybody loves to say, well, I'm independent, I can do it on my own. No, that's the wrong mindset. Why?
Why are we trying to do it?
Why are you trying to? No one did it on their own. China didn't do it by themselves. They got all 1 billion people to work for 20 years to get to where they are now. The Europeans came together. Europe, Britain, Portugal, Spain, France came together to colonize a whole continent. They didn't do it alone. So why are we going to change the boat and say, hey, we're going to do it by ourselves? And not only that, but we're going to compete with each other. What? So you're going to, rather than compete with the people outside of our community. So, it's all wrong, man. It's all wrong. We need to step into that love, step into that support, which will then apply the growth principle, which will then see the fruits, prosperity in our communities, legacy that we can leave something to our children, strong family structures, breaking the generational curse, whether you're an American, Black, UK Black, African on the continent Black, the principles work the same, but they have to be applied, maintained, sustained for a future goal or a future benefit. So that's for me why we can't come together, because we don't have, something greater than ourselves to look to,
But also why we need to come together.
But also why we need to come together.
Most definitely. appreciate that feedback for sure.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Just get my head out there.
Right. It's all good. Now, my next question is about the pandemic. How has the pandemic affected, the life in the UK, especially for the Black community?
Oof. So you want to hit this one?
From what we've observed for the Black community, it's on one side it's hit our people hard because let's be real, we've been affected in the sectors of employment where there was the highest cases and there was a lot of life lost. It was where our people were. And then in the health sector, in all areas. And that's when I think people really realize this is when the institutionalized racism reared its head again. Because here in the UK, when everyone thought that the majority of the essential workers, the key workers, were predominantly white, there was so much love and support in terms of they were the nation's heroes for things that we're doing. Over here, people coming out and every Thursday clapping on the street. When, as reports really started to come out, we started to see that it was the majority of people of color
that were dying,
and also were the ones that were propping up the nations on the front line, the key services. You saw a shift in attitude and in sentiments towards, Black people and people of color. There wasn't that level of love and admiration. There wasn't any of that. Let me not digress.
No, talking about the effects of COVID.
So in that, there were one respect, they were affected in that way. But then what we also saw was that a lot of our people realized, okay, we're already at the barrel of the bottom and we're being affected. And we saw a lot more businesses flourish in the community. And that was something which was like, that was amazing because you had people that were starting businesses at the backdrop of being locked down, not being allowed out of their houses. And over in the UK, we were not allowed out. There was so much fear, but businesses were popping up. People were tapping into skills which they realized that they were doing jobs where they didn't have a love and a passion for, but were doing it for the purpose of work and providing. And now they were faced with, they had time to really look at what they were doing. They were now in their homes with their families. They had more time. And they realized that they just didn't have that before. So we saw a lot of our communities flourish.
Or start up new businesses.
And then there was this connection where people were using people's businesses. We have never seen such a great wave in the UK where before you could even find like one Black business directory where you could see like Black businesses. Now we have so many, and there was this wave of people were just connecting, businesses were just connecting, and that I think out of everything was the greatest thing. And even this year, we're seeing so many posts of so many of the businesses we connected with having their 1-year anniversaries. And these people did this on the backdrop of a lot of doubt, a lot of insecurity, financial instability. So it was definitely it was good. It was beautiful.
It was bittersweet at the same time. There was definitely the good parts in terms of the growth of our community, businesses coming out, people taking that opportunity and taking that leap, and taking that risk. And so for me, that was very positive, people coming together, the support that we've had from the Black TV family, and it's kind of interesting because we said it before on Instagram Live,